Tonight's topic is there are no victims. There are no victims. So last week I did a session where I spoke about how energies return to us and we don't recognize the energies are returning. And then I had someone to come into the comment section, and first of all, this person says to me, her karma calls racist Albions in Boston to call her the N-word is an assumption. It's not an assumption. I've been doing this long enough to know how the universal laws work. I stand on them because I see them work. I see them work all the time, every day. And because I stand on them, I can recognize what somebody did in their past. When I call myself a sibyl or a civil or an oracle, I'm giving you an understanding that I can see people's past and I can see their future based on what I'm looking at in their present. And I know what I'm looking at because I full well know the universal laws and I stand on them. I'm going to go over some things to help you understand how these laws are facts and they play themselves out in our face every day. But because we don't know the law, because we are in our triggered state, because we are in an emotional state, we don't understand the language of the universe. She speaks, and she speaks very clearly. The problem is that it's been convoluted by what this society has taught us, which is all lies. We have no clue about the spiritual nature of this dimension or the abundance of this dimension. And let me say this, don't believe a word I say. My goal is to introduce the laws to you so that you can go and look them up for yourself and then learn. The beginner law book that we speak about, we list these laws, which include the universal laws. And if you know what they are and you stand on them, you will see what I'm saying. You too will be an oracle because you'll be able to know what the language of the universe is. And people make it seem like it's supposed to be so complex and complicated when it's really not. What the topic was last week was there was a convo about a woman who had been called the N-word. And she was trying to make it out that all of the people in Boston were racist, when the truth is the universe was showing her her own energies. And it turned out that this woman who was being called the N-word, she was being racist and disrespectful to another woman. She was calling this woman half-breed. She thought it was cool because, well, I'm a half-breed too. So we both half-breeds. I didn't mean nothing by it. Meanwhile, the woman had told her several times, I don't appreciate you calling me half-breed. So she's being racist. But then when the energy gets returned to her, she's blaming everybody else and never looked at self. That's the problem that we're speaking about. So what we have to do is recognize that when energies are coming upon us, those are energies that we put out. Everybody wants to make everybody else out to be racist. You want to fix everybody else and tell everybody else what to do. But the real deal is you got to fix you, because everything out in your third dimension is a reflection of you, period and point blank. And the problem is that if you are in an energy of victimhood, then you can never stand as the God that you are. That's the bottom line. This person goes on and says, it absolves the offender, any Albion calling one of us the N-word, of the guilt they deserve. Let me explain some things. Again, if you are receiving that energy, then it is energy you have put out. It always comes down to this whole victimhood and not being accountable for your own energies. Now here this person is arguing with me, right? about how this person called her the N-word. But he never recognized the fact that this woman was totally disrespectful to somebody else and called them half-breed. He doesn't even want to respect the fact that she's getting a return of her energy. Now let's understand, whoever said that negative thing to her, they're going to get a return of their energy. Here's his problem, this person who was arguing with me about this whole topic. In this conversation, he goes on to tell me, well, that's not how it should work. This person wants to tell me that the universe should work in this way. Meanwhile, this person can't even control their own energies and vibratory frequency, but you want to tell the universe how the universe is supposed to work. Your arms are too short to box with God, sir. Your arms are too short to box with God. Instead of trying to tell God and the universe how it's supposed to act or respond or send energies back, how about you learn to control your own energies? That's what all of this is about. That's what this dimension is about. You learning to control self, mastery of self. So he wants to believe that, oh no, she shouldn't have been called the N-word. We ain't supposed to be called the N-word. Meanwhile, she's over here disrespecting somebody else. And so when she gets a return of her energy, you want to tell the universe, that's not how you're supposed to return it. Because what he wants to see is the person who was calling her the N-word, he wants to see them punished. He wants to see it all. Because he wants to be God. But you can't control yourself. But you're going to tell the universe how the universe is supposed to work. It's amazing to me that you have people who, again, are so triggered by this N-word that they're clueless about, first of all, the fact that they're being triggered, and they're clueless about their own energies. And I've said this before. You can't tell me about what somebody did to you without telling me what you did to somebody else. I'll say this again for the people in the back of the room. You can't tell me about what somebody did to you without telling me what you did to somebody else. And so when you come into me and you telling me about how all these people are, they're racist and they're this and that, you're telling me about you. The same way when a woman is in a relationship and he's a narcissist, he is a lying, he's a cheater, you're telling me about you. Because everybody who shows up in your third dimension is a reflection of you. That Albion, they're reflecting you. And so I need this to be understood. You can have the most racist person on the planet. N-word, N-word, N-word. N-word this and N-word that. But if it is not an energy that you are supposed to be received, if you come in contact with that person, you know what they're going to do? They're going to hold the door open for you. They're going to say thank you. They're going to say I appreciate you. They're going to treat you with love and respect if you are the one who puts out love and respect. Period and point blank. Don't even worry about what they said in the past, because you said some stuff in the past too. Don't worry about that. The question is, how do they treat you when they're in your presence? Because that's the only thing you can be concerned about. And the only way you're going to get that kind of energy is if you put it out. Remember to keep that bell on for notifications. Follow You in a Republic for more great information.